Hi, everyone. This is Carlo. I'm Bald Boy. Just going to go over quickly what I've got in store or planning to play on tonight's show, Monday, July 22nd. I'm on air 8 to 10 p.m. from the studio, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time here in Kitchener, our Kitchener studio, Radio Waterloo, and 102.7 on the FM dial, and radiowaterloo.ca where you can listen live. So I'm going to start with some prog, ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, doing Nut Rocker, Tchaikovsky piece they did on the Pictures at an Exhibition album in 1971, a live album. Then Golden Earring from 1976, a boogie type track called Sleepwalking. Golden Earring, as I always say, is so much more than Radar Love or Twilight Zone, the two sort of well known hits they have. Um, very good band. They finally called it a day a couple of years ago. They were around since '62, as long as the Stones, but there were some illnesses within the band, and so they finally called it quits. But they were around for 50 plus years. Deep Purple has a new album out. It's called Equal One, and it's I've listened to most of it so far. It came out on Friday, July 19th, which just happened to be my 65th birthday, so they did it for me. And I bought it for myself for a birthday present. But it's a good album so far, so good. It's getting some pretty good reviews. They have a new guitarist I've mentioned before, Simon McBride, a Northern Ireland guitar player. He replaced Steve Morse, who was in the band for 28 years. I think 8 studio albums, and all of which I like. But then I'm a Deep Purple fan, and McBride replaced Morse on tour some years ago. Morse was still in the band. He was caring for his ailing wife, who sadly has died. And then Morse decided to quit Purple entirely, and they installed McBride as his full time replacement. So he's a full fledged member of the band. Then I've got Jethro Tull, the title cut from the Rock Island album back in 1989. Some David Bowie, a track called Shadow Man, which was originally recorded in 1971 during the Ziggy Stardust sessions, and then it was shelved, and then Bowie redid it in 2000. It was intended for an album called Toy, which finally actually came out in 2020, a posthumous release of David Bowie's. Then I got the Rolling Stones going back to a bigger bang in 2005. Track called Laugh, I Nearly Died. And then we have Elvis Costello from his country album, Almost Blue. Touch or Tonight the Bottle Let Me Down, a Merle Haggard tune. And I really like that album. And then the Birds, more country stuff from Sweetheart of the Rodeo, You're Still on My Mind, another hurtin' tune. Then some Warren Zevon, Poisonous Lookalike, about a relationship gone bad. From his Mutineer album back in '93, I think it was. The Kingsmen, who are well known, of course, for Louie Louie, Death of an Angel. And a lot of these bands, they're one-hit wonders or known for a couple of hits or whatever, but they have some depth to their catalog. So, and that's what I try to delve into on my show, Deep Cuts. Although Death of an Angel was a single, but it only made the top 50. Grand Funk Railroad, track suggested to me by a buddy who had never heard it, and he happened to hear it on Spotify. Creepin' is from the We're an American Band album. It was actually the B-side to the hit single We're an American Band. So I'm going to play that. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Don't Kill It Carol from 1979. Government Mule, the offshoot band I play now and then, although I haven't played them in a while, offshoot of the Allman Brothers, and who have become under the guidance of Warren Haynes, they've become quite a force in their own right. And then Eric Clapton from '76, Black Summer Rain. And then that's an album, No Reason to Cry, with Clapton, who and the band, members of the band play on it. Ronnie Wood plays on it. Bob Dylan plays on one track. Then we have Rory Gallagher, I'm Not Awake Yet, the late, great Rory Gallagher, one of my favorite artists. Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Just to Be With You from 1968, kind of soulful blues. And then Kansas, a band I've really gotten into over the years. As I mentioned online in my commentary, I do. like a lot of people, I got introduced to them by Carry On, Wayward Son, and Dust in the Wind from the 70s. But as time has gone on, I've investigated them. Those two tracks wouldn't indicate the kind of prog stuff that Kansas does, but um, I don't know a lot of American prog bands, but I would say from what I know of Kansas, I would rank them up there with the great English prog bands like Yes and King Crimson and the prog period of Genesis. Then we have Patti Smith from her first terrific album, Horses, a long track called Birdland, very harrowing track. And then we're going to close it out with George Thorogood. Um, that's it. I Quit, a Nick Lowe song that Thorogood did on his 2003 album Ride Till I Die. So that's what I got. That's what I got in store or plan to squeeze into my 2 hour slot, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Again, you can listen live at radiowaterloo.ca, and I'll be on 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Take care, and until next time.